This is a 1971 Go Tag Along camper. My husband was driving down the street and saw this in a parking lot of a mechanic's shop, and he stopped by to ask about it. The owner came right over and a quick $100 cash exchange, and he brought it home. This was in 2013, and these are pictures of what it looked like untouched when we first brought it home. It had definitely sat around for many years untouched. So it also sat for 2 years in our yard. It was 2013 when we brought it home, and we didn't start actually renovating it or tearing it apart until 2015 when we had the time and money to tackle this big project. And my husband is very talented. He can do anything. So he decided to tear it down to the frame, sandblast the frame, weld any things that needed to be strengthened, paint it, and build it back up again. So that is exactly what he did. So we started tearing it apart, but he was very careful to keep everything lined where he wanted it. Now, our goal was not to restore it to its original thing. As you can see, there are teeny tiny bunk bed areas, and we do not need any space for children. The bathroom was in between the two back beds, and we decided that we did not need a bathroom in it. We would use it like a hard-sided tent or something. So we wanted to tear out the toilet and take advantage of that space, and we'll show you what we did with that later. But as you can see, he continues to tear it down, tear it apart, and then we're going to build it back up. There it is down to the frame, which is a very thin wood on the frame, but these have to be light, so that makes perfect sense. Just more of the tear down going on, and he marked all the wood and was careful to keep everything so he could put it back. The teardown process was actually quite tedious to make sure he had everything blocked so it didn't bend and marked for where it went. So this was a long process before he could even start building it back up. In the meantime, I was deciding the decor I wanted, and we were talking about the configuration of the inside and what we were going to be using that was original or what we were going to buy new. So we did a lot of prep work on just the planning. So here's the frame all taken apart, sandblasted, and put back together. The roof had to come off. There was no saving the roof. And he just took it off, and we found some material. We had it shipped in. Here's a picture of him working on steadying the frame a little bit more and then starting to build it back up. New flooring and a lot of extra bracing, and then we started putting the inside paneling up. The tricky part was figuring out how to make the curved back out of wood, but he did find some flexible wood, and he did some wetting and bending and shaping, and that was quite the process, but he figured it out. Here we are starting to put in some of the newer things. We decided not to keep any of the appliances. We got rid of the sink and the water tank, and we took away all the plumbing and all the heating, and we just decided we could get by with a microwave, a coffee maker, and a refrigerator, and we would do anything outside as if we were tenting. We would use campground showers and bathrooms, and we would use the water that's on camping sites along with the electricity. So it just made the rebuild a lot easier to not have to worry about any plumbing and heating. So that was easy. And it's just coming into shape here. He took out the front table, and we made it a bench seat. He took out the bathroom, and he put cupboards above where there were bunks. Instead of having bunks, we had more storage. And it was just a total transformation and a really fun project. We did decide we wanted air conditioning. That was one change we made. So in order to do that, you'll see here in one of the pictures, he added a cutout in the back of the camper where we could install an air conditioner. And that worked out really well. You can see right there that there's a table in the back for a nightstand that we put the air conditioner in. So he's putting the sides back on and it's all looking pretty good. Getting ready for repainting. There's some sneak peeks of the inside. We went with a log cabin Adirondack bear moose theme. This is wallpaper, and so is that. So we needed to keep it light. So we gave it a log cabin feel, a cozy camp feel. There's a microwave and there's the air conditioner. We had to modify that later, and we made it so that the air conditioner could push out all the way. Those were original lights. That's the one thing we decided to reuse, and then we got one with the theme for above the front area. There's the second hole in the middle to put the air conditioner through. And then we're getting towards the front. All the little metal things were something that we made when we had a metal art business. I'll share a little bit of information about that someday when I'm sharing our past. There's one from it also. This was ice and water shield that went on the roof before he replaced the roofing. This is what we used, a big roll of aluminum so that there were no seams to make sure that it didn't leak. And the sanding and priming began. This was the front, the way we made it. Instead of the table and the two bench seats, we made a big L shape, which also serves as a sleeping area if someone needs to sleep there. And my husband took away the gas tanks and built a little storage area in the front. We were making it our own. We wanted it for what we wanted it for, not how it came. That's just the back and the front after it was sanded and the starting of the priming. Ready for painting, and now it is painted white. I really kind of wanted to go back to the original colors that it was, but then I thought if we're making it our own and we're making the inside a theme, then I'm going to make the outside a similar theme. I made these cushion covers out of just sheets, and I used hot glue for the seams. Very simple. My husband got these fancy hubcaps because he thought they were pretty, and then we started painting it, and we were going with the bear theme, and my husband wanted to name it Lucky because it was lucky we saved it. And then I did some painting just to give it more of that Adirondack rustic theme to make it our own. And then here's some pictures more of the finished inside. And I wrapped those cushions like packages and then glue gunned the corners. I didn't get very involved in sewing. I did make all of the brown curtains though, so that was fun to do. I absolutely loved it. It sat in our yard and I used it as a little getaway. It was really a cute place. My husband slept in it a couple times. I slept in it a couple times. We never slept in it at the same time because of our dog. She would not have liked it. And this was it sitting in our yard. Sadly, we sold it in 2023 and here it is going off to its new home. We had a great time with it.